Sales tax is confusing. Every county in New York State has a different sales tax rate. If you're selling merchandise in your brewery, in your restaurant, depending on what county you ship it in, again, has a different rate. Some of them exclude clothing items below $110. In New York City, for example, clothing below 110 is not subject to any sales tax. Different counties, though, have different rules. So what is taxable, what is not taxable from a standpoint of food? When food or drink is sold on the premise for consumption, it's taxable. And when you take away the food, it is also taxable unless the item is sold in the exact same form that you would get at a grocery store. So if you were to go to a grocery store and if you were to buy a pound of bologna, a pound of cheese, and a loaf of bread, none of that is subject to sales tax. But if you go to a restaurant and buy a bologna cheese sandwich, you're going to pay sales tax on that. So the other area which is important specifically in this industry is use tax. So I mentioned use tax again with the coffee shop. If you are a bar and if you are comping customers' drinks, if you are comping employees' drinks, that is subject to use tax. And we have gone through several audits where use tax and the non-calculation and collection of use tax caused an issue. One of the most famous tax court cases from a sales tax standpoint was a brothel in Las Vegas. And they had trouble trying to figure out what the gross revenues were, a lot of cash going back and forth. Again, less cash now, especially in our industry, where everybody's using credit cards. But when cash was more prevalent, these sales tax, use tax audits were much more prevalent. So back to the brothel, what they did was they audited and reviewed the laundry bills. So if the brothel was really busy, there'd be a lot of laundry going on. So that's how they actually determined the amount of income that was not being reported based on the laundry. You want to make sure that you're keeping good track of sales tax issues. Best practices, although not necessarily practical, is to have a separate bank account for sales tax collection. Again, you want to make sure that whatever schedule you're on, either quarterly, annually, or monthly, that you make sure that the sales tax gets paid. Because again, you don't want owners to be personally liable for it and have to pay that in the future.